Here's an example of picking books to read using given information about the intersection. So how many ways are there to pick a book to read if you have 5 science fiction and 3 romance, but one is both sci-fi and romance? All right, so you might think, okay, this is very similar to the cowboy boots and tennis shoes example from a previous video where it would just be, 5 and 3, that's 8, and I'm done. But you have to be careful because we have some intersection here. We have one book that's being counted in both categories. So how does that look for us? We can do it algebraically. The cardinality of the union is the cardinality of A plus the cardinality of B minus the cardinality of the intersection. All right, we're not A and B, we're SF for science fiction and R for romance. So let's change our notation real quickly. And then we can just plug in what we have. Cardinality of science fiction books was 5, cardinality of romance books was 3, and the cardinality of the intersection was 1. So it should be 5 plus 3 minus 1. So that's 8 minus 1, and that gives us 7. So we would have 7 options here. If you don't want to do it algebraically and you'd like to see this visually displayed in a Venn diagram, you can definitely do that as well. And so what that looks like is, here's your Venn diagram. You've got your sets. And then I'm kind of listing out what is given. Making sure I have the right notation. 1 goes in the intersection. So when I'm doing a Venn diagram and I'm given the intersection, I'm going to write that down first because again, it's a single region. I don't have to figure out how much to divvy up, it's 1, it goes there in the middle and I'm done. So that's science fiction overlapping or intersecting with romance. I also know that the cardinality of my science fiction set is 5 and that the cardinality of my romance set is 3. So again, science fiction is those 2 pieces. It's science fiction by itself plus the piece that overlaps with romance. So my total is 5. The question is something plus 1 equals 5. What is that something? Well, it has to be 4. 4 plus 1 gives you 5. And similarly, 1 plus something gives me 3. So what is that something that's missing? Has to be 2, right? Because 1 plus 2 gives us 3. So now that I have my Venn diagram labeled, I can answer the question, how many books do I have? It's 4 plus 1 plus 2. It's those 3 regions together. And so the cardinality of the union, science fiction with romance, is 4 plus 1 plus 2, giving me 7. All right, make sure that SF union R is correct.